Thank you, Gertrude and Hilda, for joining us this morning. We asked you here today to discuss your father's care. My name is Cassandra. I'm a social worker here, and my role is to help facilitate resources for you and your family and address any concerns that you have. Before we start, I would like to know if you need a translator.
No, I will be doing all the translating.
Okay, if there's anything you don't understand or you have difficult translating for your mother, we can call one in. Okay? I think we should go around and introduce ourselves.
So we've met a couple times. My name is Malcolm. I've been Amos's nurse for the last little while.
And my name is Haley. I've just recently assumed the role of primary care physician for Amos.
So the primary goal of today is to just understand what your concerns are about Amos's care and how we can best support you.
So my and my mother's concerns are about my father and the fact that he was to come in after his accident to get life-saving treatments where he would be able to walk and talk and eat. And seeing him now, he's still unable to do those things. So I just want to know what the time frame is where he will be able to do that stuff. And so then we can take him home, because we need to take him home because we need him around the house and around the farm.
So I know this has been really hard to see. He hasn't been doing as well as we'd hoped, but I think there may have been some miscommunication as well about the extent of Amos's injuries and what his recovery is going to look like. Can you tell us what your understanding was, what you were told would happen, or maybe some of your goals for Amos?
We were told he had severe brain injury and that he would be able to eat, but he has the tube in his nose that feeds, but he rips it out. So why can't we take it out? Why can't we just bring him home? He doesn't want the tube.
So I agree with Malcolm that there has been some miscommunication. Unfortunately, the extent of Amos's injuries were severe. From the medical imaging that we've done more recently, we've discovered that he likely will never walk or talk again. To answer your question about the feeding tube, Amos cannot swallow. His muscles in his throat don't work anymore. So that feeding tube is how he's getting his nutrition. Without the feeding tube, Amos would not have strength and he would deteriorate very quickly. I think it's important that we consider where you would like to go with his care. There's a couple different routes that we can take, and I'd be happy to discuss those with you.
We just want to know if he's ever gonna be able to walk, or what's his, I don't know what planned for him.
You want to know what you can expect for
Yeah.
Amos in the future.
So I'm so sorry that this hasn't been communicated to you sooner, or that there was a miscommunication. But in my professional opinion, I do not believe that Amos will walk or talk again. He is on a significant amount of oxygen that is keeping him alive, and he also has the tube feeds going on.
Can we take him home and maybe not do like so much hands work?
Can he just be at home? We'll take care of him.
His brain doesn't work in the way that it once did. I would not recommend that he go home. My two recommendations would be, once he stabilizes, and if he stabilizes on the oxygen, that he be moved to a care facility where he can be cared for 24 hours a day. Another option would be to withdraw treatment, so to no longer have oxygen or tube feeds, and it would be more of a palliative treatment, so making sure he is comfortable during the end of life. So it is up to you to decide what route you would like to take with his care, but we are happy to support you with that decision making.
That was a lot of information. Did you guys fully understand what we were just talking about?
I think so, yeah.
So I also know, after working with Amos and with the two of you over the last couple of weeks, that God is a really big part of your life and you rely on his decisions and you have a lot of faith in that. I was wondering if there might be some benefit to bringing in a chaplain to have some conversation about the religious and cultural aspects of Amos's care. Actually, you also mentioned that you do have a community chaplain as well. Would it be possible to bring him in or to look to him for some guidance?
And we don't have a chaplain, we have a bishop.
Okay.
And so we will bring in our bishop, and we will make the final decisions with him.
Okay, so why don't we schedule another meeting when you have your bishop present or after you've spoken with him, and then we can make further decisions regarding Amos's care. We will also need to discuss finances as living, if we choose the option of a care facility, because it can be quite costly, and we just want to ensure that you have the resources available. Is there anything else we can do to support you and Amos, your family?
I know that you and your mother have both been caring for Amos quite closely as he's been in the hospital. We definitely appreciate that, but I want you to know that if you ever need reprieve from that or any help, that we're also here. But would you like to continue doing that kind of care for him?
Yeah, so my mother really enjoys doing the care, and she seems very quiet, and I know that it can be hard sometimes to communicate with her, but she does. Her whole life she's spent behind my father, who initiates everything for us. He's the one who starts the conversation, starts with a job, with people in our lives, and so I just want you to know that we will continue the care, and that's the reason why we want to help. We also, for finances, we would need to talk to our community, because our community is a huge resource, and so we look to our community for those things. And then also I just really have to reiterate the fact that God is a huge part of our lives, and God is the one who's gonna dictate what happens to Amos and our family. And so I just want to thank you guys for allowing us to have this conversation, and I will let you know if I have any more questions.
Okay, thank you guys for sharing with us. After you speak with your bishop, please come to my office and we can schedule another meeting.
Okay.
Also, my door is always open if you have questions.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.